Hey guys, this is Hafiz, and today I'm going to show you guys a problem with the Thermo King reefer SB230, and we have a alarm code 17, and my reefer is keep turning off, and as you can see the light is turning white color. So the problem is when I set it to cycle mode, it had a hard time to start the engine, so it's a engine failed to crank. So I'm just going to clear the code and I'm going to show you what. So it gave me two codes and automatically they clear the code. So it's gonna try to start again. It's most likely the problem with the starter. So very common problem with the Thermo King reefers, and I'm going to diagnose this problem and see how we can resolve this problem. I'm at the Thermo King right now, and they were not open, so I was like, let me try to fix it myself. So as you can see, the alarm is there and the light is white, so I'm going to try to solve this problem myself.
The very first thing I'm going to try is to hammer the starter and see if it works. You don't have to hammer too hard and not too soft, but you don't want to break it. Just hammer and try to release the starter, and make sure the reefer is on when you're trying to do it. In my case it didn't work, so I'm going to check fuses.
So I'm going to check the fuse box for Thermo King, and if you open the doors you can see these bolts. You can spin and open them. So it's two of those. If you keep spinning it should open. Alright, so as you can see, all the fuse circuit and the whole diagram is outside, and to open this you have to unscrew these two bolts, one right here and the one on the top, so you can have access to the panel.
Now you have the access to the fuse box panel, and you can see all those fuses, and you can check them one by one manually and see if there's any one of them is bad. You can use the tester and go over those, and you can also read this diagram and see which fuse is linked to the starter or the starting issues. So you can see all these codes, and every fuse on the motherboard, you can see it have a shortcut name over there. So as you can read these names, F5, F6, and you can see next to each fuse.
So by looking at the diagram, as you can see, for starting problem there is a K7, there's starter solenoid relay, and then there's a fuse on the 24 and 25, starter relay and fuse solenoid pull in, and same thing you can see over here. So I'm trying to change these code 24, LED 24 and 25.
So I have these fuses in my truck, and each fuse have ampere on it, like how many amperes on each fuse. And when you taking out one fuse from the motherboard, you can look at the ampere. If it's a 10, 15, 20 and 40, you have to match that from this box.
So we change the fuses, and it didn't work. So all the fuses, they were good, but I still changed them just in case. And then if you have a tester to see if there's any voltage coming up here when the reefer is trying to start and resetting codes, if any voltage is coming to this wire, that means the starter is bad. So in that case, you can actually hammer the starter. Try to hammer the starter right here, and like 80% of the time the starter works. If there is anything wrong with the starters, like you can say 70%, but it works. So you just have to hammer on the starter right here on the side of the wall, and let the reefer start, you know. So if you hammer here while the reefer is trying to start, it should be running. So if that don't work, then you have to change the starter. So I tried that, and it didn't work. So the problem was the starter and the solenoid, they were short, so I had to change the starter. And the Thermo King was open, so I just asked them to change it for me. To change the starter, all you need to know is that there's only two bolts right here, one right here, as you can see, this bolt, and then one at the bottom. So these two bolts, they are mounting to the frame, so just open those, and these two wires, disconnect them, and actually three wires. So once you disconnect all three wires and these two bolts, the starter should come out, and you can put a new starter on it. So the starter cost around $380 to $400 approximate. And like I said, it just two bolts. It barely took like 15 minutes for the guy just to put it on, and these three wires, and my reefer should be running good now.
You can also bypass the starter by giving a jump start, which is very easy. You can take a screwdriver and try to touch this red wire to the bottom screw, and it should jump start the reefer. So you can try that. If it works, it's also good. This video is just for education purpose only, and I hope you guys understand the safety when you're touching the electric wire. Use all the precautions, and whenever you have the code 17, most likely the problem you're gonna see is with the starter or either with the fuse box. So when you're sitting on the side of the road, it's better to give it a try, and I hope it works and you guys save some money. Please subscribe the channel and like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, have a great day.